All right, everyone, we'll go and get started. We'd like to welcome Viktor Hovland to the Media Center here at the Arnold Palmer Invitational, presented by MasterCard. Viktor, making your sixth start at Bay Hill this week, played here in 2019 off your U.S. Amateur Championship victory, tied for second in 2022. Just some opening comments from you on being back at this place.
Yeah, I got some good memories here. Made my first cut in the PGA Tour event as an amateur. That was really fun. Gave me a lot of confidence to believe in myself and kind of feel like I can compete out here. And the last couple of years have been good. I've been in contention. I've had good chances to win. A little disappointing that I didn't finish it off. But as I said, good memories here. So I'm glad to be back.
Awesome. And then first start here on tour in a couple of weeks since Riviera. Just overall state of your game coming into this week.
Yeah, it's been a little bit frustrating so far this year. Feel like my swing hasn't been quite as good as it has been in previous years. So it's been, felt like I've tried to prioritize just being home and practicing, putting a lot of work in. Don't really want to fight through something while playing. It's just, it's not that fun, and I don't see the point of it. So I've just been prioritizing time at home and yeah, just taking care of the fundamentals.
Perfect. All right, with that, we'll open up for questions. If you have a question, just raise your hand and we will get a microphone over to you. Start right back here and then go to Rex. Yep.
Mike Brodsky, Florida National News. Viktor, growing up in Norway, who were the professional golfers that you looked up to most when you first started playing?
I think every kid my age kind of looked up to Tiger, the people that got involved with the game. And I just remember watching all the YouTube highlights, watching his fist pumps and all that stuff. So certainly a few highlights from this event as well, just watching him make putts on 18. So he was a big inspiration, of course. Henrik Bjornstad, the first male golfer from Norway to play on the PGA Tour. Suzanne Pedersen, of course, played the LPGA for a while, and yeah, they kind of showed that it was possible to play golf professionally coming from Norway. Just because we have bad weather doesn't mean we can't compete.
Let's go, Rex. Go ahead. Yeah.
Viktor, to go what you just said about being frustrated, is it your actual swing or is it the results that you're frustrated with?
Just the mechanic. It's just the mechanics of the swing. Just haven't been able to hit the shots that I want to. You know, obviously you want to have good results, but when you're seeing a shot and your swing is not producing those shots, it becomes very tough to compete, especially at this level. So I think the results are just, you know, obviously they're not the best, but it's like they reflect what you're doing when things aren't great. So it's like not confident with my game, and then you're just trying to make the most out of it. You're playing defensive golf instead of aggressive or confident. And that's basically what I just got to get back to. If I can stand on the range or on a golf course, see a shot, and execute that shot, that gives me confidence. And then whether I finished 5th or 10th or 20th, whatever it might be, that's not the most important thing. The most important thing is that you see the shots that you're hitting and you have belief that you're going to do that repeatedly.
And have you gone through something like this before? I know you're young, but
yeah, no egos. It's kind of funny when I've spent a lot of hours just looking back at my golf swings from 2019 when I first turned pro and kind of seeing the evolution of my swing. It's very interesting. I've had a lot of multiple different patterns, and I've been able to make a lot of different things work. I'd say this pattern that I've got going on now is a little bit, it's different in a different way. So it's been a little bit more challenging, but I will say credit to myself. I'm very good at making things work. I think I'm talented in that way, but it definitely helps when the swing is also in a good spot. So we got a little bit of work to do, but that's kind of a challenge and it's fun.
Okay, Bob, go ahead.
I know it's nowhere near this easy, but do you ever just say to yourself, why don't I just do what I was doing in August when I was on that great run? And I mean, do you just try to get back to that, and is that just really hard to duplicate?
Yeah, it's gonna sound a little dumb, but I actually preferred my golf swing better in 2021, kind of early 2021. I feel like my ball striking was the best. I think Now, don't get me wrong, I definitely swung it well last year, but it wasn't as good as I would have wanted. I was kind of playing more of a draw instead of playing the normal cut shot that I have been my whole career. And was kind of fighting that all throughout last year, but I just told myself, okay, I'm just going to play the draw and just stick to that, and that obviously worked well. But the chipping change was what really helped me win those tournaments. Because even at Memorial, I didn't really feel like my ball striking was that great. PGA was really good, even though I struggled a little bit off the tee. East Lake, obviously, and BMW, I put it all together, but it was a combination of everything. It wasn't just superb ball striking, and it was just I did everything pretty well.
Also, you put yourself in the mix several times now in the majors. Does that give you any comfort at all, or is the swing issues a bigger deal when it comes to that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the experience matters. I feel like next time I'm in that situation, I'm going to handle the situation better, just because I've been there. I've made some really nice putts in good moments. I think Ryder Cup was a great thing to be a part of, and just be in that environment and handle that pressure as well as I did. But at the end of the day, you can only get so far with experience and that stuff. You gotta execute. The fairways 25, 30 yards wide. You got to be able to start the ball left and cut it. In my case, to hit the fairway consistently. So if you can't do that, then we've got some issues.
Okay, Doug.
So back to the striking part. If you won Memorial largely with chipping and weren't at your best, you're still satisfied with winning?
Yeah, of
right?
course. I mean, at the end of the day, you want to win.
Can you accept that when you're winning without your best stuff? Do you still feel just as good coming out of a tournament than finishing fifth and hitting it great?
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's kind of the insane part of my brain, is that I just enjoy, flushing a golf shot. Obviously, we're out here to compete and win tournaments, but I really just cherish being able to hit the shots exactly the way I wanted to. And, I think it's a better predictor of how you're going to play in the future. Now, I think I got to do a good job of telling myself that, hey, I just won a huge tournament without feeling very good about my ball striking. And at the end of the day, we're golfers, we're not ball strikers. So I think I got to pat myself on the back and tell myself, okay, even though my swing doesn't feel great right now, I can still compete. And that's very important to remember. But at the same time, you want to play well every week, and the way you play well every week is with good ball striking. Sometimes you make some silly up and downs, or you make a couple of chip shots or 50-foot putts, something like that. Those are huge for momentum to win tournaments, but you're not going to do that consistently week in, week out. But if your swing and fundamentals are in a good spot, you can actually be in those situations every single week if you're just hitting the ball in the nose.
And then one other thing. By the way, are you still living in Stillwater, or did you move?
Still have my house there, but I've been in Palm Beach the last couple months.
Congratulations. Last year was a pretty dynamic tournament here. What is the difference between this year and last year as a signature event this year? Is it just the size of the field? Is there more than that, or what?
Right now, it just feels a little bit more quiet at the event. It's hard to kind of tell how it's going to be in the tournament, but that's kind of the way that I gather at least from Riviera and this week. It still feels that's like the same tournament, just a few less guys. So it feels, I don't know, maybe a little bit more chilled before the tournament starts. You can it's way easier to prepare for the event. You can go out and play holes a lot quicker. Practice facilities are open. So from that standpoint, it's kind of nice. It feels nice and quiet.
Would you like to be in Nick Dunlap's shoes and be a single to start a tournament, or would that feel weird to you?
Can you repeat that?
Nick Dunlap, would you like to be in his shoes and go off as a single on Thursday morning, the first day of a tournament?
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah,
oh, wow.
I don't think that's his choice. I don't know. But
I've never done that before. I think that feels a little bit weird, but but at the same time, it's like going out and practicing for yourself. I don't know. Yeah, it'd be weird.
Okay, Sean.
The made cut here back in 2019. How much did it change kind of your view of yourself?
Yeah, that was really cool because when I played Mike Cobb as an amateur. I missed a cut there by shot, and actually felt like I played pretty nicely, but didn't make any putts. And then I took a break. I went back home to Norway. I came back out. I barely had a week playing on grass before I played Torrey Pines, and that's a tough field and a tough golf course. And I missed the cut there by a couple of shots without really playing all that great. And then I came out here, had my best buddy caddying on the bag. We had a great time and finished 40th, somewhere around there. And again, I didn't really feel like I played all that great. So that was a huge kind of turning moment that, man, I can compete with these guys out here, even though I'm not all that happy with my game, but I can still make cuts and be competitive.
And swing-wise, are you working with anyone right now, or are you interviewing guys, or just doing it yourself?
What'd you say?
Swing coach-wise, are you working with anyone? Are you interviewing guys looking around, or are you just doing it yourself right now?
Yeah, I've been working with Grant Waite now for a couple months, so we're putting in some good work.
Good. All right, let's do a couple more here. We'll go with Adam and then Shed.
Viktor, why have you jumped around to so many different coaches in the last few years on your swing?
Yeah, I'm a very curious guy. I like to ask questions, and sometimes when you ask a question and you get some answers, that leads you down a different path and opens up some new questions, and you pursue a different path. And I just want to kind of see where it goes. I always like to improve and expand my knowledge, and just happened to lead me down to Grant Waite.
Yeah, is there anything specific that drew you to him?
Obviously, his knowledge is very impressive. He knows what he's talking about, but at the same time, he's had playing experiences himself. He's won on the PGA Tour. One thing is kind of knowing the 3D data and whatever what the data says, but then also equating that to feels, and we can kind of talk on that level as well. I find that very helpful. So the mix of both worlds.
What finally led you to decide to leave Stillwater and move to Florida?
The weather is a big one. It's hard to beat it for golf, especially this time of year. It's kind of been a rough winter in Stillwater. It's just not great for practicing. Even though I love Oklahoma, it's summertime. It's great, and I certainly miss the people there. And I do find it easier if I want to go back home to Norway. It's direct flight from Miami. I can have family and friends come down and hang out. It's a little bit harder for them to come to Stillwater, and there's not much to do there either. So at least in Florida, there's a little bit more we can do.
Okay, I'm passing the Shed there. Thank you.
Just curious, after the 2021 Ryder Cup, you lost a couple of teammates to LIV, and then after a great Ryder Cup in Rome, John left and Tyrrell left, and just wondering how much you keep in touch with them. Do you miss them out here, or were you just at tournament time? Do you just do your own thing, and it wasn't as much, conversation and mingling and so forth? Yeah,
I mean, I've got my own team, and obviously when I'm out here, I'm working pretty hard. So I wouldn't say I'm like super social out here. I kind of show up and do my thing, but I certainly miss a lot of those guys that we had some great memories from Whistling Straits and in Rome. So I certainly miss those guys, but wish them the best, and hopefully I'll get to see them soon. Yeah, the big question, obviously, in the last day or so was the world ranking question and LIV, not going after that accreditation anymore. Just wonder where you landed on. Does it really matter at this point, with the OWGR, how important it is to you even if those guys are not included? Yeah, I mean, rankings are rankings. It's they're not objective truth. They're created to try to rank people the best they can, and obviously now when you have a huge chunk of really, really good players that are not getting any ranking points, it definitely devalues that ranking. So at the end of the day, I don't show up out here to try to improve my world ranking. I show up because I want to win this tournament. And that's it.
All right, we're just going to finish with Kathy here. She's got one more.
Back to your swing issues. Is it plain? Is it, this way? Is it,
I don't want to get too into it, but
okay.
I'm just pressuring the ground a little bit differently, and just doing a couple of things different off the ball that is causing a chain reaction. So it's just a matter of trying to get the swing started the right way, and I should be able to find my groove from there.
Also, there have been a lot of Norwegians who went to the Olympics, but Winter Olympics mostly. It looks like you have a good chance of representing Norway in the Olympics. What kind of excitement would that create for you and your family?
Yeah, I got to play in Japan a few years back, and that was a great experience, even though COVID kind of put a tamper on the event. No fans out there, and felt like a weird tournament. But what was really cool was staying in the Olympic Village, seeing all the other athletes, interacting with Team Norway, and kind of just, even though we didn't get to go out and root for them in competitions, we would pay attention to see who won a medal and all that stuff. So it really just felt like you were a part of a team, you're representing your country, and obviously Norway has a very proud Olympic culture and history. And I grew up watching, the cross-country skiers and biathletes and ski jumpers win medals. So it's cool to kind of be an Olympic athlete and represent my country and be a part of that history.
Awesome. Victor, thanks again for the time.
Yep.
Best of luck this week.
Thank you.